you have joined a group of individuals who are, for 2 decades now, orchestrating a plot to end my life. That's what I see you as, because that's what you are. Because I know for a fact that a lot of the people who participate in my gang stalking are good people. They really are. But you don't see what it is that you're doing. What I wanted to talk about is why gang stalkers feel no remorse. How is it that they can do what they do to us, innocent folks, folks that they consider their friends, their families, their neighbors, their coworkers, their employees, their employers. Why is it that gang stalkers are able to do what it is that they do to us and feel no remorse and feel nothing about what they do to us? Now, of course, you have different type of gang stalkers, and when I say different type of gang stalkers, I mean you have um, people who participate in this for different reasons. There are people who participate in this strictly for money. It's all about money. You know, they've got a way to basically throw someone under the bus for their own financial gain, and their narcissism, their antisocial personality disorder does not allow them to feel any type of guilt or shame or remorse of any kind. And to them, it is an absolute no brainer on, do I throw this stranger or this person under the bus to better my situation? Absolutely, of course. I am all about number one, and number one is me. So yes, you will go under the bus if it means a better situation for me. It really doesn't matter. You know, they'll basically sacrifice you and sleep at night like a baby, because whatever you have inside you, your empathy, your soul, that basically makes you feel empathy, and that doesn't allow you to hurt others, which doesn't allow you to sleep at night when you know that you have wronged someone. That is completely absent from them. They don't have that. They've never had it. They never developed it. Um, they have all kinds of defense mechanisms that completely drown out that part of themselves, or it's just not there. Now, when it comes to these people, there's really no point in talking about them, because these people are not going to change. Nothing is going to, the only thing that will make these people realize that what they're doing is wrong, or not necessarily realize that what they're doing is wrong, because they'll never admit to that. But what I mean is, the only thing that will make them stop that behavior is pain. Once, once the situation that they put themselves in starts to hurt them, they will understand, this is not worth it. This is bad because it's affecting me. These people are all about themselves. So once they realize this was a mistake, because now I'm paying the price for doing this, then they're going to rethink their decisions. Not because, oh, I hurt someone and that person didn't deserve it. They're just going to think, I shouldn't have done that because look where I am, right? If they even get to that. Doesn't really matter. These people are absolutely, they're hopeless. They're hopeless. There is no talking to them, reasoning with them. These people are absolutely hopeless. You do not grow empathy as an adult. It doesn't happen. And even when it does happen, the amount of times it happens is so negligible. It's such a low number that it's not worth considering. Now, the second reason why gang stalkers feel no remorse is because they won't allow themselves to. They've been blackmailed. For example, say they're on parole, probation, and some law enforcement officer is telling them to do something in order to not go back to prison, or in order to avoid trouble for themselves. Then they will throw you under the bus, because of their own situations. And I do feel a certain amount of guilt because we all know that prisoners are treated terribly in prisons, and some of them, perhaps a lot of them, are innocent, and we do not do enough to help our fellow men who are in this situation, because oftentimes we think to ourselves, well, if you're in prison, then you know you probably did something to deserve it, until you end up in our situation being a targeted individual, which is a prison of sorts, open air prison, and you start to think to yourself, well, I didn't do anything to be here. That's that doesn't make sense. The whole idea is that they will not allow themselves to feel guilt, or to behave in accordance to their inner emotion, inner turmoil, because they're really just trying to save their own skin, and they view it as better you than me. Like, I don't want to hurt anyone, I really don't, but they're not giving me a choice. Someone has to go down, and they gave me the choice, or of, is it going to be you or them? So I'm choosing you. You're going down, not me. There's also the one that is not doing this because of the stick, but is doing this because of the carrot. They're in a financial situation where they need the money, and they might have children, they might have a dying business, a home that they're about to foreclose on, and they need the funds. And again, a law enforcement officer comes to them and offers them this job, this proposal to basically have them participate in your gang stalking in exchange for funds, to make their own situations better. And they are now participating in this, even though they don't really want to, but because better you than me, right? If someone has to go down, it's better you than me. Now, the third and final type of gang stalker that does not feel remorse is the most interesting one. And I do want to talk about it. Now, on my Instagram, you can find me on Instagram, The War Against Narcissism. You can find me pretty much everywhere, The War Against Narcissism. But on my Instagram, I shared something. I shared a note that I wrote. And it says, a message to gangstalkers, or a message to my gangstalkers. Whatever reasons you use to justify spying on me and torturing me was created by someone who was originally spying on me and torturing me for no reason. You may think that I deserve what is happening to me, but in fact, I don't. And you will certainly burn in hell for it. So, this is sort of, when I think to myself, I would like to confront the gang stalkers around me who used to call themselves my friends or my family. This is the message I would like to tell them. Now, would it make a difference? No. But one cannot help but to want to communicate with these people that used to be my friends, that used to be my family. I can't help it. You know, I don't have I don't have their hearts, and I'm not in their situation. It is hard for me to turn my back on them, though I don't have a choice at this point. It is hard for me. So even though I don't speak to them anymore, I still feel the pull to communicate with them and let them know what they're participating in. Because when it comes to the third type of gang stalker, a lot of them, the reason why they do not feel shame, guilt, remorse for what it is that they're doing to you is because they don't see it. Allow me to explain what I mean when I say they don't see it. You are going through one of the worst tortures known to man. You're going through MK Ultra 2.0, right? And like I said, MK Ultra 2.0 is MK Ultra, COINTELPRO, the internet put together. You're going through that. Some of the worst torture known to man. And they don't see that. A lot of them are not even aware that you're going through that. All they know is what they've been told. Now, what have they been told? Who knows? Your situation might differ from mine. For example, when it comes to my family members who are participating in this, a lot of them have been told things that I said about them, whether it be true or false, right? I gossiped about them, and they're mad, and now they're participating in my gang stalking by doing directed conversation, by spreading rumors about me, doing a smear campaign, rather, about me, by doing hurtful things to me. They don't see the other things. They don't see, oh, Kevin has been losing all of his jobs since he was 20 because of the gang stalking. I'm Kevin, by the way. Kevin has been workplace mobbed since he was 20. So for the past 20 years, he's been workplace mobbed everywhere he went because of this torture program that I'm now participating in. They're not aware of that. All they're aware of is they've been shown something you said about them and now they're mad at you or they're mad at me, right? They're not aware that someone was walking down the street of my little brother's house, poured gasoline on his car, set it on fire, and walked away. A car that my father had given to him a week prior. They don't see that. They don't have that information. They don't know that. They don't know that someone has been going to my friends to spread rumors about me, to get them to turn on me. They don't see that. They don't see that someone has been going in my neighborhood telling my neighbors rumors about me to get them to turn on me. They don't see that. They don't see that. They don't know that I got hit with directed energy weapons. They don't see that. They don't see that I've been followed. I've been harassed. They don't see any of it. They don't know that my brother is being hit with V2K. No idea. None whatsoever. They don't know that. All they know is you said something about me. Now I'm mad at you. And the person who gave me that information instructed me on how to get back at you. So they don't feel any remorse. It's actually the opposite. They're bewildered on how you could not feel remorse for what you said and what you did. But they don't realize you don't have the high moral ground here. Allow me to explain. Yes, I said something about you. I participated in rumors about you, whether true or false, right? I believed it at the time. I participated in spreading a rumor about you by talking about it to one or two of my cousins, right? And you're mad at me. I understand that. But you're only aware of this because I'm being spied on. And someone who's spying on me while I'm in the comfort of my home has given you that information. Which means that you're spying on me. You're participating in that. You no longer have the moral high ground now that you are participating in spying on me. And I know that the people who hear this will not, the people who are concerned, will not agree with me. They'll think you shouldn't have said it. You shouldn't have done it. And I agree with you. I shouldn't have. And I'm sorry, which is why I apologized, right? What I am saying is that you don't have the moral high ground because I know for a fact, because it has happened to me. I've been set up that way. Someone said something about me to someone else, that person reports it to me. I didn't participate in their gang stalking. I didn't go do directed conversation with them at the directive of the person who brought it to me. Someone said something about me to my friend who reported to me. I unfriended them. I stopped talking to them. I was like, oh, this person doesn't seem to like me very much. Okay, let's cut communications. That's what I did. You, you participated. And the reason why you don't have remorse for what you're doing is because you see it as this small act. But the way that I see it, which is the reality of it, right? The part that you don't see, which is why I forgive you. But the part that you don't see is you have joined a group of individuals who are orchestrating a plot to end my life. That's what I see you as, because that's what you are, though you don't see it, which allows you to not feel remorse. Because I know for a fact that a lot of the people who participate in my gang stalking are good people. They really are. But you don't see what it is that you're doing. You don't see what it is that you're participating in. But it doesn't change the facts. None of it changes the facts. The facts are I am the victim of MK Ultra 2.0 and you have joined in it. That's you. That's what I see you as. You are a danger to me. So I just wanted to take a quick moment to explain to people who may be bewildered as to how could these people do these things to me and feel no remorse about it. They don't feel anything about it. They don't feel anything. They don't feel any guilt, any shame. They seem to be they seem to be gleeful about torturing me when I've been suffering for several years, for 2 decades now, and they're now participating in my torture, and they feel no way about it. How is that possible? I hope that answers your question.